So, yeah, right. So, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yoshai, Ba'Shem Kakodash. We say that once a person, Alot, agree, Muslim, and who are the teachers of personal truth, and we see salutation, so the outcomes to the push who do not truth and sincerity, day in and day out, and are constantly in season and season, with Shalom. Once again, good into our video here, and it's basically touching upon some news. For the past few hours, since early morning, you know, um, the news has been hot. There's a bunch of stuff, that's been coming out, a bunch of stuff that's been leaked, a bunch of stuff that's been said, from political figures, from people that who be in those things, right? There are a bunch of stuff even happening in certain countries, like for example on the screen, you can say just in internet disrupted in Morocco. If you've been keeping up with the news, as I said, for the past day, there were a bunch of stuff, right? 5 major European countries went through blackouts. I believe right now, there are still some of these places are still underneath um, blackouts, right? As you can see, um, Spain Spain PM Sanchez says there is no conclusive information on the causes of the blackout and asks not to speculate. Now they did say on one of the news articles that um, I believe it was Portugal or one of these countries said that it was caused by some freak phenomenon in the sky, right? That's one of the things that they said. They say everything is computer until it fails, right? So these are some of the videos, right? Some of the news that was put out in the last, let's say like 15 hours, 15 to 20 hours, um, right? As you could see, right? So even in the midst of all these things happening, the blackouts, right? Um, the blackouts and all these things, there were other stuff that was happening as well, which, as you can see right here, Pakistan Defense Minister says military incursion by India is imminent. Right? He also said, I believe the Pakistan minister also said that if he's pushed, right, he would be forced to use nuclear weapons. Right? So all these things is the kind of stuff that is happening, right? Um, so before I continue, let me bring a scripture here. Right? Let's go to the book of Second Ezra, chapter 8, and I will read from verse. No, read from verse. Let me go straight to the point. Second Ezra, chapter 8, verse 50. It says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." So start a mark over. It say, "For many great miseries," right? And there's what we see, many great miseries being done. No matter where it is you look, no matter what it is you hear, where you're only hearing about evils, you know, this particular situation. Just imagine, blackouts happening all around. See reports of major blackouts in France, Spain, and Portugal. We now went, we now read further up talking about Morocco, right? Belgium, Netherlands, Germany. These places for the past few hours were going through these blackouts and going through many other stuff. People were stranded, right? As you could see, right? Even they rushed the food, the supermarkets, right? And watching this, you could see that these people are prepared for what is going to come, and they don't understand that what is going to come upon this place is great miseries, great sorrows, great pain, right? Great pain, especially unto Jake, right? So it say, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." Many great miseries. So let's do a quick Google search, right? Miseries. So when you look at the word miseries, it's a meaning, a state or feeling of great physical on mental distress or discomfort. Wow, right? It's a cause or source of great distress or discomfort. Um, it's a wretched, right? Misery is wretched. It's a wretchedness of condition or circumstances. You know, the Lord talk about the perilous. Matter of fact, let me go to that scripture, right? Let's go to the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, verse 1. It said, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come." You know, perilous times shall come. So when at the end of the day, it's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse from here on out. You know, the scriptures mention about the beginning of sorrows and all these things, and this is what we're seeing on the screen. You just literally see people in a grocery rushing to stock up food. You know, blackouts happening, no internet, no electricity, right? Um, it had the heat waves going on, right? The famines. I want to read something here, but I want to also do this in that video. Empty port in Seattle raises concerns of empty shelves in the coming week. I also saw another article stating that 60% of top businessmen worldwide are predicting in the next 6 months is going to have a recession, right? All these things are these great misery shall come upon these people, right? So it said this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, and that is what we're going to see. The perilous times, and that is what we're seeing, right? Perilous times, a time of imminent danger. Anything can happen at any time. Just like this for example, just like this what happened here, right? So I show people was going to work, as you can see. Let's go down. Let's go down, right? People are going to work. Some people might going to shop. Some people might think it's just a normal day, and all of a sudden, shut down. No electricity, no current, no internet. You don't even know what's going on, right? There's the time that we're in. With the next video, as you can see here, this is a Lisbon subway system just went dark, right? Just in total darkness. You can imagine the kind of fear we're going on with these people, because some of these people may be watching the news and realizing that any moment something can happen. There was an article, some months ago, where certain European countries were telling their citizens to prepare for 70 to 72 hours without to prepare for 72 hours without electricity, internet, or 72 hours of great of paid fear of great pain. Prepare for that, right? So let's go to our next scripture here. Let's go to the book of Second Ezra, chapter 14, and I'll go straight to the point. So this is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 14, verse 17. It says, "For look how much the world shall be weaker through age." It says, so much the more, right? So much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. Say, for the time is fled far away, and listen, is hard at hand, for now is the division to come, which thou hast seen. Right? So let's go back to verse 17. It say what? It say, no, let me start from verse 16, sorry. It say, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age. It says, so much the more shall evils increase. Evils increase upon them that dwell therein. Right? And that is what we see in the evils increasing. Right? Some of these people, they don't understand what is going on in the background or what is happening around them. Right? Famines, pestilences. Let's something I just saw here. Let me see if I could find it. Right? Now this is a nice page to get news from on Twitter, right? Let's see if I can find it here quick, right? CDC estimates seasonal flu has caused at least 47 million illnesses, 21 million right? Going back up a little bit, it says when concern confirms that over 10% of its deer population is now infected with chronic wasting disease, right? All these things happening in the midst of these people, happening in the world, right? It's something else I wanted to read. Um, I just saw it. Let me go down a little bit and see if it's here. Right, it's going into a particular sickness that is spreading. Now, don't forget this war between Pakistan and India. All of that is happening right now, right? And I think the Pakistan minister is saying in the coming 3 days as well, something could take place, right? Right. So this is the blackouts. Right, measles, just in measles, could become endemic in the United States if routine childhood vaccination rates continue to decline. All of these things taking place, right? And people still think is a joke, is a game. That's what the scriptures say. For look how much the world shall be weakened through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. And the evils is increasing on a daily basis, right? Just today alone, it had so much of news, and there's many other things that I could bring out right now. Some I would just save to do in another video, but it had one uh, uh, a woman was doing a video with Tucker Carlson and talking about the Americans and many other places have underground tunnels, and what they preparing for, what they have it for, is for if for some end of the world catastrophe to happen, so that they will be away from what it is going to take place. Yo, and you know what they're going into? They're going into what? World War III, the nukes, you know, right? And all those things are prophecies. The prophecies are being played out, right? The prophecies are happening, and it's only going to get worse from here on out, right? So with that, once again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem B'Kakodash. We said that once a person and Alot agree most on the word teaches our person the truth, and we see salutations, so they are coming to the push with no truth and sincerity, day in and day out, and constantly in season or season. We say Shalom.